Hey guys, Zomballfish here, and today I'm going to be revealing Keiichi Iwasaki's audition on Britain's Got Talent. Now this video is not made to slander his act, as today I'm just going to be giving my opinion to you guys on how I think he performed his tricks last night. And I say this every time, and there is no concrete evidence to prove what I'm saying today is 100% true. However, I have some suggestions and implications that suggest what I'm saying is a high possibility and has a good chance of being the way he performed some of his tricks. So I hope you enjoy, and please do consider subscribing if you like these type of videos, as I'm going to be revealing the other magicians on Britain's Got Talent this year. And I do a ton of other gaming videos as well, so be sure to check them out if you are interested. I'm not going to try and ramble on in today's videos, I hate when people do that, so I'm going to be talking about what he did, and then I'm going to be revealing it. I'm going to be revealing the card tricks that he did, and then the floating ring at the end, as I think those are the two most important ones in his performance. So let's just get straight into the video. So the magician starts off by giving Deck a deck of cards, funny play on words there, and then gets him to shuffle them, and he genuinely does shuffle them properly, and then he gets him to pick any card at random, and he genuinely does pick any card at random. The magician uses no force tricks on him at all. He picks the 3 of clubs out. If you're wondering what a card force is, it's basically where the magician makes you pick the card that they want without you even realising it. There are certain ways of doing this. If you'd like to see one, then be sure to just look up on YouTube how to do a card force. There are multiple ways of doing it, but here Deck actually just pulls out any card he wants. He could have pulled out any one, and all the cards are different, therefore there was no card force being used here. And then Deck places the card back into the middle of the deck, and the magician puts the other cards on top of it, so it is lost in the deck. And then he attempts to guess what the card is, makes several wrong attempts, and then asks Deck, "What is under your arm?" And then he pulls out their card, the 3 of clubs. Now this was a very smooth and cool trick, however it was based off of sleight of hand and quick hand maneuvers from the magician. So he does get Deck to pick a random card after shuffling the deck completely randomly, and he obviously chooses the 3 of clubs. But when he goes to put it back into the deck, Keiichi makes a break on the deck, meaning, as you can see on screen here, there is a gap in the deck where the 3 of clubs is. So then he knows where the card is. So then all he would have to do now is lift up the top half of the deck, place it underneath the deck, or move it aside. So then the 3 of clubs is on the top, and he knows exactly where their chosen card is. And then after making several wrong attempts on purpose, he palms the card in his hand, meaning he conceals the card from the audience by placing it in his palm. And then he moves his hand under Deck's arm and quickly flicks it out of his palm, holds it in his hand, and then pulls it out, so then he can make it look like he actually just made the card appear from under his arm. If you didn't really get that, basically the main parts he did was make a break on the deck so he knows where the 3 of clubs is, and then after making several wrong attempts, he takes the card, conceals it from the audience, and then pulls it out of his hand as if by magic from under Deck's arm. So that was the main first part of the trick he did with the cards. The second part was the floating card trick. Now for this part of his performance, the way he made something float was actually via strings. This is one of the most likely ways he did it, as he didn't actually move his hands over or around the card to prove there weren't any strings, unlike he did for the ring. So one of the main ways he could have done this was have a string attached to him somewhere, and then attach it to the card, and then he runs along and makes it look like it's chasing him. It's a great comic effect, and it works really well. That is one of the main ways he could have done it. If you have any other ideas, feel free to comment them. Now for the main part of his performance, the floating ring trick. So he gets out a ring, put it on Alicia's finger, then takes it off and spins it and makes it float in the air. He makes it go through his hand and then land back on Alicia's finger. Now this trick couldn't have been done by strings, as he proves there aren't any, by moving his hand around the ring and showing that nothing is attached to it, which makes you question, is it done digitally / electronically? And as you can see on screen here, between his middle finger and his index finger on his right hand, there is something there that could possibly be controlling the ring. Now he has been on several other Got Talent shows, and every time he performs this trick, his right hand is in the exact same position, and you can even see on one of the other Got Talent shows there is the exact same device between his fingers on his right hand. So it makes you question, is there something there that is controlling the ring? I think it's a high possibility that it could be acting like a tiny drone, as there are real gimmicks that are made like this. A gimmick is basically something that is made to create a cool illusion in a way. If you want the proper definition, Google it. But as you can see, there is the exact same thing in his right hand on Britain's Got Talent and the other Got Talent shows, so I reckon there's definitely a high possibility that the ring is being controlled by something in his right hand. He has essentially a controller next to his middle finger, and when he either uses his thumb to press against it or bends it in a certain way, there is a way that he can make the ring float up and down. As when the ring floats through his hand, where he makes like a circle with his fingers, it does look like a drone in a way that it kind of moves, not as if it was floating from a string, and he does prove that it's not floating from a string as well by moving his hands around it, so I don't think that was the case for this one. You never see what is actually in his right hand because he always has that position where he's trying to cover and conceal the inside of his right hand to the camera and to the audience. This is just a theory, it is a bit of a bizarre one, however it has a good possibility of being true. It doesn't mean it is, there could have been other ways of doing it, but this is probably one of the most likely possibilities. I also wanted to quickly say he definitely deserved getting a golden buzzer by Anton Deck. It was a great moment for him and I hope he's very happy. At least he's going through to the semi-finals now, guaranteed, and if I can do a reveal on his performance, I will do. Again, what I said today was just a theory, and if I can think of another theory that may work for his performance in the semi-finals, then I'll do a video on it. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe, turn post notifications on so you don't miss when I upload a video. And I know there were some other parts of his performance in his audition that I missed, but I just thought I'd reveal the two main parts of his trick, the card tricks and the ring, as I think they're the most important ones and they kind of carried his whole performance. He probably was one of my most favourite auditions so far this year, however, and he definitely deserved that golden buzzer. And this is not a defamation video of him, I'm just trying to say my opinion on how I think he did it. So if you did have any other ideas, be sure to comment them. I reply to pretty much all of my comments. And I hope you guys did enjoy. As I said, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I do other gaming videos and magic videos as well. Please leave a like if you did enjoy or if this did help you in any other way. Be sure to share to your family, friends, pets, whatever. I mean, if you have a pet fish, I'm sure they'd love to see it. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I shall see you soon.